Compacting trash with a smile. This is a dirty job, but someone's got to do it.
That's true. We're doing this in service to the country.
Absolutely. Well, great weather, great people, and a great cause.
Has never been more gratifying.
We're preparing pallets of snacks. I think we do about 50 pallets a day, and the snacks go right to the front of the troops in Gaza. And our incredibly important job, really a matter of national security, is compacting these boxes.
It's an assembly line of hundreds of volunteers from dozens of countries around the world.
It's one thing to give money, it's another thing to go to rallies and support, but it's something entirely different just to be here and lend physical support, doing whatever we can.
And whatever they can involves packing boxes and doing the heavy lifting, all with the goal of providing supplies for soldiers fighting the war in Gaza. And fighting the war of public opinion against the Jewish people.
My feeling is world opinion never saved one Israeli life. So a lot of us just don't care. You know, we feel that Israel has to do what Israel has to do to protect its own people. And if the world doesn't like it, well, too bad. The world doesn't like it when Jews fight back.
The nonprofit organization Sar-El, Service for Israel, has existed for decades. But since October 7th, the volunteer program has been overflowing with people of all ages, wanting to pitch in no matter what the cost.
Since I started coming to the bases, I just feel so relaxed. I feel like my blood pressure's down, my temperature's down. I feel like I'm just walking on a cloud, and there's never a sense of anything negative. It's all positive. And I haven't heard a complaint from 80 Jews in a week, which is unbelievable.
This one is for the Red Cross, and this one is for the UN, and they deserve it.
Even 82-year-old New Yorker Rochelle Marshall suited up for her 18th Sar-El mission.
They thought I was too old to come here this year, and let me tell you, they made a mistake thinking that. And I'm so honored to be able to help these people that when somebody thanks me, I feel silly because these are the people who are making it possible for me to come here. I'm going home. I'm going to be away from this, and they're going to stay here.
With young soldiers in Gaza for months, fighting for their lives and for the existence of Israel, every little bit of love and support helps.
Especially now when we're getting bombarded with all kinds of messages outside and our kids are being attacked, I thought for lone soldier parents it would be really important to come together.
We are packaging this week, it sounds silly, but different treat bags so that every day the soldiers would get something extra to eat versus their tuna fish or whatever the average food is.
And what makes this particular Sar-El mission so fulfilling and comforting is that mothers of lone soldiers fighting the war in Gaza are also volunteering and getting moral and emotional support in the process.
I have a son in the army today, right now, in Gaza. He's 20 years old. He came in about a year ago to join the army. What we're packing here happens to be Shabbat bags for soldiers, and I know one of them is going to go to my son.
When you are alone in your country and you hear the news, you listen to the news and you're far away from your son, you just can, your mind is like, cannot understand what's happening, and it's really, really hard, really tough. You really feel lonely. Nobody can feel what you go through. So now we are a bunch of women, strong women, and we are all mothers, and we are all together. And every time somebody's down, we come and see her, and yeah, it's amazing. It's something that I never lived before.
I have two former lone soldiers. One's in reserves. One came back to America, and I have a daughter drafting. Sorry, next week. And she feels really confident about her decision. So coming back and having a physical way, I know it doesn't seem like a lot. There's some snacks, but it's so important to physically be here in Israel to show support to show my kids that I'm proud of them.
I have 3 lone soldiers. One has severe PTSD from his service, and it doesn't matter if they're my 3 soldiers or they're somebody else. They're all my children, and I got to hug them and send them in, and we could be the last people they see. It just kills me. It kills me, and I love them all. They're everyone's mom.
My son is in the Mishmar Gvul, the border police. He's been dreaming of joining Sar-El since he was 14. If they would have taken him then, he would have come. He is absolutely built for this. He knows he's built for this. He's living his best life, just living his dream, living his destiny.
One son, he's actually been here for 18 years. That's when he did his main service, and he's been doing Miluim ever since, and he was called up on day 1, and he has had days off in between, but he's basically still at it. He's in the north.
He's new. He had just drafted a month before the war broke out. I am just really, really, really proud. You know, you want your child to do what's in their soul and in their heart. He is so passionate about Israel. He is very confident in his wanting to be here, which brings me confidence and my husband confidence. And I really, as a mother, believe it's all going to be okay. And I send that from across the ocean every day.
Shalom לכולם. Shalom. Shalom. איזה עם נפלא אנחנו. What a great people we are.
On this particular day, the moms and volunteers also got a morale boost by the president of the World Zionist Organization.
צריך לזכור, מה שקרה ב-7 באוקטובר
We need to remember that what happened on October 7th was not a war against Israel, but a war against the Jewish nation. We are one nation, one people. This is our home. We have to stay united and fight against anti-Semitism.
You look, it's just, it's horrific. Anybody with any moral integrity or anything should stand up and come here and help.
And also on this Sar-El mission, the Jewish people have American Christian police officer Nick Jones to thank for taking a stand against the hypocrisy and anti-Semitic vitriol that is sweeping the globe.
Well, I have friends that are Jewish, of course, and I'm part of the IDF. Every morning I get a briefing with them, and I hear and I see the videos of everything that's going on here. And if it were happening in America, we would do just like we did in Iraq and Afghanistan. We would stand up, we would go take care of business, and it'd be over with. Here, it doesn't exist. There's a farmer I live by. It says, good people remain silent, bad things happen to them. So as Americans, we need to, I don't care what your religious background is, everybody needs to stand behind Israel, because no one around her is sticking up for her.
At the Hatziri military base in the Negev, Emily Francis, I-24 News.